Hi, I'm Ciara, and this is What the Fuckle, where I answer your questions about the Irish language. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a part of the Irish language called the Or quail. It is a part of the Irish language that I didn't fully understand or know about until I had already been learning the language for 18 years. Every consonant in Irish is either broad or slender. So for a consonant to be broad, which is leathan in Irish, it has to be around broad vowels. So a broad vowel will be before it or after it or on both sides if it's in the middle of a word. So the broad vowels are a, o and u. And then for a consonant to be slender, it would be around slender vowels. And the slender vowels are I and e. So this or quail just means the slender or, and it just means the way that or sounds when it's near I and e. The broad or in Irish sounds quite like the or you'd hear in English. So the Irish word for door, for example, is D-O-R-A-S, doras. And everyone can say that fine because it's an easy sound to make, doras. But with the slender or, there are a few problems. One example I'll give of the slender or is the Irish language TV station, TG4. So it just so happens that Cahir is spelled C-E-A-T-H-A-I-R. So that I-or makes the or slender, and I'm just going to play a recording now of two different reporters saying the TG4 with the slender or, just so we can have a listen.
Polka in Irisland nair TG4.
A lot of people would recognise that slender or sound from news reports and other things on TG4. Now, another time that or quails happen will be in plurals. The Irish word for bicycle is rothair, R-O-T-H-A-R, and it's the same sound like in doras, rothair, but the plural is rothair. So it's like that lighter kind of almost a D sound. For me, even though I knew that was a thing and I'd heard it growing up and I've been learning Irish since I was 4, I was 22 before somebody finally turned around to me and said, Ciara, you don't say your or quail properly. So one day I was talking to a friend of mine who obviously felt comfortable enough to correct me, and I'm delighted he did. I said, fear agus mana. I was talking about men and women. I said, fear agus mana. So that or should be slender. I should have said, fear is mana. And he corrected me. So then I started having to listen to myself as I spoke, and I realised that even though I could recognise or quail sounds, slender or sounds, I didn't say them properly. So I think this could be likened to how some speakers of Asian languages and dialects don't differentiate in their mother language between L and or. So then when they learn English, they find it hard to differentiate between L and or sounds when speaking, even though they can hear them.
Fly lice?
Fly lice. It is fry rice, you prick.
And it was a similar thing for me as an English speaker learning Irish. I could hear all the sounds and understand them, but I couldn't get it out right. So it took me a while to practice it. I'm going to put some links below to the just words like fear, F-I-O-R, and then fear, F-I-R. And you can listen to them on teanglann.ie. You can listen to the pronunciation, and you can listen to the pronunciation in the different dialects. There's so many reasons why people don't say it right. Like, one of them would be that a lot of college people might, who are learning the language at the same time, might all not use the or quail. That's what it probably was in my case. Like, I wasn't using it in college. There's probably loads of other people who didn't use it, and we all just still understood each other. So we understood from the context what we meant. And another thing is that it's just, like I said, it's just hard to say the sound. You feel stupid making the sound that you're unfamiliar with. So instead of that, you just use a similar sound from your mother language. One huge reason, and probably the biggest one, is that when we're all in primary school in Ireland, we're learning Irish words from the age of 4 onwards. So by the time you're 12, you have a certain base vocabulary of phrases and words, and these might not necessarily be pronounced correctly, but they're, that's the way you learned them, and that's the way you know them. So, as you get older, you don't necessarily change them. So that's a problem, because when you're learning French or other languages, the teachers do make an effort to get you to say the sounds right. That just never happened in Irish. So hopefully this video will help some people realise that the or quail exists. Obviously there are other quail letters that are leathan and quail that sound different, but this one was particularly difficult for me, and it was a particularly late revelation. That's it. This has been What the Fuckle for this week, where I answer your questions about the Irish language. And if you have any other questions that you'd like me to answer, please get in touch, and I'll be very happy to do that for you.